will you eventually end up looking like me, right? Will you eventually lose your hair or go bald or have to shave your head, whatever it is? But today I'm talking about the topic of hair loss over time. Typically you will start to see signs of hair loss when you are, I would say, in your late teens, early 20s. And that's when, in my opinion, the thinning starts. I had so much hair when I was in high school, very, very thick, wavy hair. And I had an awesome E-boy. People say I was like the creator of E-boy. I had the center curtains, middle part haircut. My hair came down to here. I was had this blonde, beautiful hair. It was like a skater, surfer hairstyle. I used to always wear hats, like skull hats and ski caps and stuff, and always kept manning. And when I would take my hat off, I would just see blonde hair everywhere, strands and strands of blonde hair. And in my opinion, wearing those hats all the time didn't really help, right? It didn't really help. So I stopped, and then, things got a little better, but at the same time, you will start to see signs of your hair thinning at a younger age. And if you start to see year over year, take photos, and you see my hairline was so different when I was 16 and I'm 19 now. When I'm 19, now I'm 19, my hair, corners are back more. I could see my scalp more. Well, chances are that means you possibly could be losing your hair. Now, does it mean that all of your hair is gonna fall out? Are you gonna go completely bald? And also when it comes to balding, most men will retain the hair throughout the sides here and also the back. There's all different types of male pattern baldness, but for some reason the hair just doesn't fall out around this area, okay? It just doesn't fall out throughout those areas. So typically, when you see someone balding on top, that's the issue, okay? It's always bald in these areas. So over time, obviously things will start to get more and more apparent to you if you're going that route. But does it mean that if your hair is thinning a little bit now, right, and if you're in your late teens, early 20s, does that mean that you're gonna look and completely lose all of your hair as you get older? Maybe not, okay? Obviously it comes down to if you're hereditary, if it's in the family, there's a chance that could happen. They say it's on the father's side. If that individual, he has lost all his hair, then the chances are that, you will probably lose your hair. Or look at your father or anyone in your family. If there's a pattern, then that's gonna tell you something. But if there's no signs of anything, it could be just stress related. I know people who've been so stressed out over whatever topic or whatever reason it is that they've lost so much of their hair and then it came back. Even with pregnancies, and after somebody has a child, their hair changes texture, their hair starts to fall out, and then it all kind of comes back and things get back to normal. Sometimes people, their hair is twice as thick, or it goes from straight to curly after having a baby. All sorts of weird things could happen. But, in my opinion, I think that it'll be fairly obvious to you as you get older. You're just gonna look at your hair and eventually it's all gonna start to go, and then you'll be a bald guy, right? But it doesn't mean it's gonna happen if you start to see some thinning. You can, use the right shampoos, like my hemp set, my pure set. They contain ingredients that helps block DHT and it helps promote thicker, healthier hair growth. So you need to use the right products. Also, with me, I had my scalp looked at on through this microscope, and you could see each of the hair follicles. And my hair follicles were so clogged that it was actually preventing my hair from growing. So what I've been doing is, really, really scrubbing and exfoliating my scalp. And I'm getting so many more sprouters coming out all over the place on my head that I'm like, oh my God, where all these, the hairs are finally free. I have a lot of blonde, because I'm naturally blonde, so much peach fuzz, right? So much, it's so light. And, but now I'm getting a lot more just sprouters all over the place, that because of the fact that my scalp's able to breathe pretty much and it's not clogged. So, those are things that could be helpful. So just because you may feel like your hair is thinning now. Doesn't mean you're going to go fully bald as you get older, but it will become very, very obvious to you if that you are going down that path, you know. And I've done a lot of other videos on hair loss and are you losing your hair and things like that. But don't worry, right? Don't worry. Just take good care of your hair. Maybe it's time for a shorter cropped hairstyle. Maybe it's time for some products like my talc powder or tidal wave to help thicken finer hair. You know, it all really depends on you, and there are things you can do. You can even wear a hair system if you want, which I did that here on my channel. I wore a hair system for a while. I actually felt like I looked great, I loved the way it looked, just there was so much maintenance to it. And it ended up, I feel more comfortable like this, like being me. So let me know if you have experienced this, if it runs through your head, if you found this video helpful. If you are interested in purchasing any of my products, use code YouTube20, that's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com, and it's free shipping on orders with a value of over $50 in the United States. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.